What's up, everybody? Hey, in 1 hour, the all-new episode of the Chad Prather Show will be on YouTube. Back this up, set that camera a little bit. Mostly, I just want to adjust this so I can prop my feet up a little bit. So apparently, Trump is down in Eagle Pass, Texas. Just gave a speech down there. Joe Biden, President of the United States, he went to Brownsville. That is a cold zone. You must have heard there was ice cream. Trump is in Eagle Pass, where all the action is. 1,221 miles of border between Texas and Mexico. And Joe went to one of the least hot spots down there. Border Patrol said, keep our name out of your mouth, and rightfully so. So in an hour, call your friends, call your mom, get everybody on the phone, tell them to watch the Chad Prather Show. I'm absolutely going to torch this border narrative that is being pushed, and the idea that Republicans are the ones that are standing in the way of border security. We're going to torch it tonight. We're going to smoke it. I even got a special guest. That's right, Jesus is going to join me on tonight's episode of the Chad Prather Show. Jesus will be there. So I appreciate all of you guys tuning in for that. Yeah, that's exactly right. Joe went for ice cream. He thinks that's what ice means. I'm going to make a joke about that. I'm going to put that on Twitter here in a minute as soon as I jump off of this thing. President House Plant. That's right, Squirrely Girl. He's down at the border. Yeah. Looking for that wormhole. Yeah, that one from Beijing that winds up in North Mexico so those Chinese nationals can come right on across. Somebody just told me that we're a bunch of knuckle draggers that keep pushing an open border narrative when it doesn't exist. I told them to kiss my ass. Have you guys looked at the statistics? I've got to go get them. I saw a great graph. It's not a great graph in terms of what's on it, but it is very revealing and eye-opening. I got to go get this. I want to post it on my social media. It's a graph that shows the increase in the various crimes: violent crime, murder, homicides, rapes, on and on and on it goes. It's got everything on there, theft, all the stuff. If you look at the relation of illegals that have come across the border to those crimes, it has literally skyrocketed in this country, exponentially increased, starting in 2020, starting in 2021 when Joe Biden actually took office. So, wow. It's hard to fight those statistics. Now, you've heard me say it before, because we're doing the audio-only podcast on Mondays and Wednesdays, and I've specifically hammered this home. You're about to see more and more stuff pop off. I don't want that to happen, and I pray to God it doesn't. But you're going to start seeing more crime. You're going to start seeing more violence. You're going to start to see more things that I don't even want to mention on here, because they'll put a strike against here and say that's some kind of speech about violence or something like that. But I'm telling you, you're going to see more of that stuff happening here in America. Ladies, keep your head on a swivel. Don't let your kids out of sight. Just last night, we were at a birthday dinner, and one of the young ladies said she wanted to step outside and make a phone call or something like that. No, absolutely not. You don't go anywhere by yourself at this stage in the game. Know where you are, know what area you are. Listen, I know what geographical spot I'm living in, and I know that I'm about 30 minutes from the largest colonia in the state of Texas. Close to 100,000 illegals that are living in that area. Yeah, we're not. And by the way, I'm in Texas. Every state's a border state at this point. Just ask Brian Kemp, the governor of Georgia. He'll tell you real quick, his state is a border state. And you know what's going on? Let me read some comments. Let's get caught up here. Make sure I'm not missing anything. Yeah, thank you, Crystal. I'm on here. Oh, I'll tell you two things. One, we have on this YouTube channel, we have 368,000 subscribers on this YouTube. Our videos of the show are getting about 7,000 views. You can almost set the watch by it. That's pathetic. The reason is because we have been shadow banned for the last 3 years. We know this now. We've had strikes against the account over, guess what it was over? What would you think it was? What do you think that I said that pissed off the Google powers that be to cause us to be shadow banned for the last 3 years? What do you think it would be? Stop licking me, dog. That's right, medical misinformation. Apparently we were talking about COVID a little too much, or we were talking about, vaccines or anything like that. So that's what we got. That's right, Keith. The yabby yab. You're right, Maddie. Bud Light sucks. You're right, Robert. Everything. You're right, Tony. Common sense. So, what they say. Hey, Travis over at New Waverly. Yeah, the flu. Get down, dog. Needy bitch. Get down. Go on. Go find yourself. Go pee on something. So that strike is supposed to fall off after 3 years on this YouTube channel. That strike is supposed to fall off on April 2nd. I hope it's not an April Fool's joke, because I would really like for this channel to go back to where it once was, and actually have some people that are notified whenever we post an episode on here. We're kicking around the idea of, which my Instagram's killing it right now. I mean, it's exploding. I reach millions and millions of people every 30 days. It just going crazy. But I want YouTube to do that. We need it to do that. I hate them. It's one of the reasons I'm going live right here, because now we can do the new vertical live on here, and that's one of the things that they're pushing. So if you guys are content creators on YouTube, you might want to try these vertical lives like this, because I have no idea if I'm doing it right or not. No idea. But here in 50 minutes, we'll be on with a brand new episode of the Chad Prather Show. My special guest is Jesus. He didn't have a whole lot of time to give us, but we've got him right at the beginning of the show. So I promised on the audio-only podcast that we would have a special guest tonight, big surprise, and it's Jesus. Y'all think people are a big deal when they got Donald Trump, when they're interviewing Donald Trump. No, we got the Lord. You'll see. Watch and see. And he's going to, Shane, I'm glad to hear you got notified when I went live. Be sure to tune in on that deal. Click that little like thing. But maybe we'll get back to the point where folks are getting notified on stuff. But thank you, Amy. I love the new set, too. I took my rifle down. For those of you who've been watching the show, over at this part right here, I had the rifle that was hanging on the wall. It's now over there in the corner. You can probably see the tip of it over there. I took it down. The reason I took it down is YouTube kept telling us they don't want anything firearm related in their videos or whatever. And so, I see a ton of shooting videos on YouTube. So it's pretty hypocritical. But I was like, I guess we should probably not put that in the main shot of the show whenever we're putting it on there. Anyway. Yeah, old Trump, he's in Eagle Pass, did his speech. Joe Biden, he's down there walking around. What was it? They came out with the results from his physical that he did. Said he's got, I forget the condition. He's got a stiff gait. No shit. Got a stiff brain. Probably the only thing that gets stiff on Joe Biden, even though he said last week that the secret to a good marriage is his sex life. That'll mess you up. Show you this. We got the new, we kind of got these little Chad Prather Show coffee cups. People say, where do you get them? You can't. I got 2 of them. That's it. I'm getting some others made. Not like this. I like this cup, but it doesn't show up so well on there. But that's slick. It's backwards. You can read it. And Amy, you may be the only person on the planet who says that they missed the theme song. After 5 years at the Blaze, I was awfully tired of that theme music. Of course, that was stock music. Who knows? Maybe we'll get it back. I had a lot of people who said, hey, I was watching something on a commercial or whatever, and somebody had just ripped your music off. And I was like, no, it's kind of free to the public. Well, it's not free. You got to pay for the licensing on it. But yeah, there it is. There it is. Oh, well, Danny, you're right. He likes him young, old Joe Biden. He's something to sniff. Joe did say that the secret to a good marriage and relationship is, of course, good sex. Might be the only thing honest Joe Biden's ever said, but I don't know that it's necessarily sex with him. Something to think about. I mean, this is a dude who can't get up all the way, get it up to the top of Air Force One, so I don't know what he's doing with it. Ah, boy. Maybe Jill's in there getting it on with Lincoln's ghost. I don't know. But, yeah, Keith, you're right. Can you imagine the sagginess of that? I mean, I won't even go into what size nut bra Joe needs to be strapping on with a deal like that. Y'all are funny. I missed the guitar. I kind of like the little subdued church music at the beginning of this. Boom, boom, boom. I will encourage you guys to be praying for the Texas Panhandle. I think we're at 1.3 million acres that are on fire. Texas Panhandle. I could come up with a lot of conspiracy theories there, but I won't. It's a tragedy. I think they've only got about 3 or 4% of that fire contained. So pray for rain, guys. Pray for rain in the Texas Panhandle. It seems as though the world would be falling absolutely apart. When you jump off of here, when we're done here, I want you guys crack me up, man. Corn Pop was a bad dude. He ran a gang of bad boys. Wow. Hey, Storm, was it a control burn that was out of control? I didn't know about that. Pete, you're funny. Lincoln's ghost probably more lively than Captain Applesauce. Applesauce. She? Ronald, one has to wonder what his wife's secret is to a happy marriage. It ain't Joe. That's the truth. Y'all are a mess. Y'all are a mess. What shirt am I wearing? Y'all, there it is. Somebody said to me, I posted a video on Instagram earlier, and somebody said, you can't wear a T-shirt and a vest. I was like, well, if you go downstairs and here at the studio, if you go downstairs, it's freezing cold down there, and you come up here, it's burning up hot because the heat rises, and so I kind of find some kind of happy medium. Up and down, I'm gonna get pneumonia. Hey, Cajun, you know Jill's got side action. You saw how she kissed Doug Himoff at the Kamala's husband at the State of the Union. That was a lip lock for the ages. I mean, I think they were tongue deep. Boy, they were getting after it, smelling each other's breath or tasting each other's tonsils, one or the other. But that was a strong one. Yeah. That's a creepy family, man. Did you see that journalist yesterday at the Hunter Biden? What was it? The press conference? Now that's real journalism, y'all. Where they said, "Mr. Biden, was the cocaine at the White House yours?" Yes, you know it was. It was all of theirs. It was all of theirs. Every one of them were dipping into the powder, man. Come on. They got the bam bam running through their veins. It's ridiculous. I don't know what they're injecting into Joe, but his pupils look like black marbles, and it keeps him awake for about 6 minutes. And if he goes too long, then the teleprompter starts to get confusing in his brain, and Jill gets pissed off. That's why she screams at the staff and rushes out there to get him before he starts talking to dead people again. Oh, my Lord, have mercy. Old Joe, what are we going to do? I'll tell you, when something happens to Joe, they're going to throw the book at Hunter. You can guarantee that. The only reason Joe... all these people are controlled operators. They're all controlled. Joe's controlled. They know that they could get his family. He's going to do whatever they tell him to do. Barack Obama, that's the thing. That's what I keep telling people. People say Michelle Obama would never run for president. She will if they tell her to, because she's controlled. They created a celebrity life for Barry and Mike Obama. They created a celebrity life for them because they didn't want to be politicians. And they built a, quote, black president. That whole thing was created, choreographed, and built it. So she owes them everything. If they tell Michelle Obama after the DNC that she's the one they're going to place in Joe's spot, she'll say yes. She may not want to do it. She might not want to go back into that crusty old nasty White House. Can you imagine? You got to be somebody that goes into the presidential bedroom at the White House knowing that Joe said the secret to a good marriage is doing a hibbity-dibbity and blowing Jill's back out every night. Blech! I don't want to be there when he was out there blowing that level of baby powder all over the walls. That's disgusting, man, because you know he's shooting dust. Shooting dust. All right, guys, we're 40 minutes. 40 minutes, the Chad Prather Show. I want y'all to tune in. My special guest, Jesus, will be with us. And what did the Obama's cook know? And listen, the chefs always know something. If you've ever been to one of my live shows, you know I like to talk about the conspiracy theories. One of them is I want to know who was on Epstein's island. Who were Epstein's clients? I don't care about his acquaintances and associates. Everybody was one of his associates. Anybody knew Jeff Epstein. But I want to know who went. Like, you know, the fact that Bill Clinton went, 38 times? He wasn't down there to jet ski, y'all. And I said, if you ask whoever the cook was, they'll tell you. They'll tell you, because the DOJ and the government will never tell you, because they're the ones that are on the list, so they're never going to reveal that. But the cook will tell you, because imagine you put yourself through culinary school, which is expensive, and you graduate, and a billionaire hires you, and he says, you're going to live on a private island, be my private chef, and he's going to pay you $500,000 a year, but the only thing you ever get to make is macaroni and cheese and chicken nuggets. Yeah, see, that light bulb will come on, and you realize, oh, something's going on here about the second year, and every day you got to put a little toy on each tray, you know? You're a sommelier and you're trying to figure out which Capri Sun compares well with Velveeta. Somebody knows something. I don't know if you've ever worked for a really, really uber rich elitist, but I imagine they probably piss you off. It probably ain't the easiest person to work for. And so there's probably some ex-employees down there, people that used to rake the sand or cut the shrubs or mow the grass, who are pissed off and ready to talk about Jeff Epstein and all those other mother that was down there on that island. So... oh, Mitch is gone. Yeah, he finally froze up for the last time. No more reboots for Mitch McConnell. He's out. Got to step down. We'll see what happens. I mean, every now and then you got to exchange one of those fools for a new model, and Mitch was just running out of gas. Those batteries were sputtering. I mean, if you took the 9-volt out of Mitch's ass and stuck it to your tongue, it'd just be nothing. Just licking metal. That's all it would be. Ain't no spark to it. Ain't no spark to it. So the crazy cook, you know what's up. Jesus is coming on at 5 o'clock Central, 6 o'clock Eastern, right here on this channel, the Chad Prather Show. And we moved the show. I will say what's up. I don't know. You know, I moved the show from 6 Central to 5 Central for its premiere time. It cut our live viewership in half, but I really didn't want to be in competition with my buddy Sarah Gonzalez for her new show, Sarah Gonzalez Unfiltered. So I was like, you know, I encourage people to say, go watch Sarah, but, you know, come back and watch me later on, because I'm worth it. I'm worth the love. Uh-oh. Low battery mode. I'm sorry if I blinked out on there, or if I made a funny face when I was like, hey, I want everybody to support Sarah, but I want them to come back and watch me too, because I'm worth it. But I don't know. I'm like, sometimes I kick around the idea of saying move the show up to 7 Central, 7 Central, 8 Eastern. I don't know. There's no good time. One of my production partners, he said, let's move it to like 3 o'clock in the afternoon so we can get drive time. And I was like, ain't nobody driving and watching YouTube. If you are, that's a problem. That's a problem. Shane, thank you, man. This is a blast. I'm glad to do it. I have a good time. And if you missed me with Sarah on that episode, Tuesday night, Sarah spent an hour with me on my show. And so she's always insightful and pretty bold. I get to see her on Sunday. We're at an event with Steve Bannon and Ken Paxton, Texas Ag Commissioner Sid Miller, several other state reps, Tony Tinderholt, Brian Harrison. So we'll be at Marty B's in Bartonville, Texas, Sunday night, 5:30 to 8, I think. And then Monday I'm on Sarah's show. I think it's going to be me and Laura Trump. I don't know that I'm supposed to tell y'all that. And Sarah might get mad for that. You never know with the Trumps, that sometimes they have a schedule and it changes. And so, but I think her guests are Laura Trump and me. I don't know why she would want me on there, but I'm coming. And then Isabel Brown is going to be on my show, maybe not Tuesday, but Thursday. I don't know. But I'm going to be with her on Monday talking with her. If you don't know who Isabel is, she is a Gen Zer who is an incredible influencer and just commentator on culture, social issues, politics, great conservative. She talks about the hope that we have for Gen Z. So I can't wait to talk about her new book that's coming out, and we're gonna have a good time there. So. Yeah, crazy cook. Don't tell nobody. What else was I going to tell you guys? There was something. But anyway, we'll talk about that. Don't forget, thank you for tuning in to this little independent venture that I'm doing. It's not independent. I'm not with the Blaze anymore, but I have a huge team of folks that are working with me, and I love them so much. They're just doing so much work behind the scenes to push and promote and build this show. And I'm thankful for those guys over at Mission Studios, and we're having a blast doing it, and some fun stuff. Gonna be cool. And so Mondays and Wednesdays are the audio only podcasts, so you can get that on Spotify, iHeart, Apple, Podbean, wherever you get podcasts. I just always encourage people to leave a rating and review. We got up to, I think, 42 or 41 in our category this week, which is good. But that's all because people leave ratings and reviews. And then, of course, the video podcast Tuesdays and Thursdays. We're going to get after it. Tonight, I'm going to torch this. We're going to torch the narratives, the false narratives regarding the southern border. We're going to smoke them, man. So I want you guys to tune in. And I'm going to jump off of here, go catch my breath. April, when are we going to, C and J and I are going to do a cooking live? We'll do one. We'll do it. Dale B, you ain't wrong. CHAD, I spell it, Chad. And we'll do it. We'll do a cooking video. We'll do it soon. If you're not following me on Twitter or Instagram, @WatchChad. Facebook has screwed the dog at this point. God, Facebook sucks so bad. Just announced some live shows with Zach Rushing. We're going to be in Illinois, Indiana, and Iowa this next month. I'm in Cushing, Oklahoma, Saturday night. That show's sold out. I think there's 20 seats left, but they're all singles. So if you're all the single ladies, you can get one of those to come hang out. I'll give you some sugar. Cushing, Oklahoma is just west of Tulsa. Yeah. Anyway, watch Chad. WatchChad.com is where you can find me on all the stuff. But I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in, hanging out with me. What happened with the Blaze? Nothing happened with the Blaze. It was just my contract was up, and I was ready to do my own thing. I always owned my show. I always owned the Chad Prather Show. I brought it into the Blaze when I came, took it with me when I left, and I'm still a contributor with the Blaze. I love it how people on X or Instagram love to say, you got fired from the Blaze. No, we got a great relationship. It's fantastic. I love them. They love me, and they miss me every day. I know this. They may not tell me, but I know it's true. Girl, you know it's true. But I'm still a contributor with the Blaze. Love those guys and do a bunch of stuff with them. And we'll continue to do it. But we're right here doing the independent thing, and there's nothing wrong with that, guys. God bless the American dream. God bless the American dream. Keith, we were just in Fort Smith. We were just there. We're going to try to come back, but we were across the river from you over there in Arkansas. And John, we're on Rumble. You got to go to Watch Chad on Rumble to see the episodes, because the Chad Prather channel on there, the Blaze had that, it transferred it to us. We can't upload to it. Their back end at Rumble's not as sophisticated yet. So I shot a text message over to Dave Rubin today, and he gave me an email address to somebody to reach out to. So huge thanks to Dave for helping me out with that whole deal. And I'm going to jump over here, and I will see you guys in a few minutes. Special guest Jesus in half an hour on the Chad Prather Show. And I love you guys. I really do appreciate you. You'll never know how much. God bless you, and I'll talk to you in a little bit here. Now, how do you get off of this thing? I don't even know how to end this deal. All right, there it is. Bye.